The only controversial thing I'm going to say in this video is that it is sauce, not gravy. My mother, when she taught me how to make this, put pasta sauce, not pasta gravy, on the paper. Hi there. Now, in quite a few of the videos for Wild Wine Life, we have shown you various wild game dishes. Pasta sauce is part of the dish or the meal, whether it's venison meatballs, venison spadini, or you want pasta as a side dish with your wonderful wild game dish. We are going to do a pasta sauce that this house very much enjoys during the summer using fresh Roma tomatoes. So it's going to be a little bit different than if you used canned tomatoes. For all of my friends out there, whether you have your own recipe or you are looking for a recipe, give this a try. You can tweak this to your own liking. This is a fun, light summer dish. It should look something just like this. And of course, we will have our favorite wine pairings. Start off by taking our fresh Roma tomatoes and blanching them so we can get them ready for the sauce. Now, I go with about closer to the 7-pound mark on the tomatoes when I'm making this dish. Normally, when I use canned tomatoes, I go with 6 pounds for a batch of sauce. But since we're going to be blanching and peeling this, I go a little bit extra. And all you're going to do is put it in like so. And this is so you can remove the skin very easily on your tomato. You're not cooking these tomatoes, you're just trying to make it where you can easily remove the skin. It's only for about a minute or less. I'm going to pull these tomatoes out and put these on the cutting board. We have blanched these tomatoes. We're just going to kind of cut that little tip off. And they should just peel very easily right off like so. That's all we're trying to do, is just get this skin off, and then we're just going to put it in our pot. You can see that we are just finishing up on these last little bit of tomatoes. And as I do this, and the twins are now awake, because once we finish this, our options are to either chop up the tomatoes by hand, which we can do, or just put it in a processor and chop it down to smaller sizes. Now, the size that you want this cut down to is a matter of preference. For example, you could just do this by hand like so. And you can have the big pieces or even smaller. And then just toss them in. Now, since we are watching the kids today, I am going to use a little bit of mechanical help when it comes to these tomatoes. So we will do that, and then I will show you the next step with the rest of our ingredients. The rest of our ingredients include the following: 3 tablespoons of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of basil, 36 ounces of water, a teaspoon of fresh chopped up garlic, And then 1 onion that we have chopped up and sauteed in some olive oil. Let's put this into the pot now that we have finished chopping up our tomatoes. As you can see, that we've been stirring this and cooking this on low for the past 90 minutes, and it's coming out beautifully. I just wish you could smell the aromatics coming off of this pot of pasta sauce right now. Once again, my favorite part, the food and wine pairing. Since this is Sunday and it's a tradition in the family to have pasta on Sunday, but you don't have to just do it on Sunday. We're just going to go with a little bowl of pasta. Reminds me of my childhood, whether I'm at my parents' house or my grandparents' house. Now, just remember, we're also talking about using this not only for your pasta, but for some of the other wild game dishes that we have featured here on Wild Wine Life, whether it is venison spadini, venison meatballs, or some of the other things that we have discussed. In regard to wine pairings, whatever you enjoy, something that maybe neutralizes the acidity in the tomatoes, like a wonderful Chianti Classico from Capone, for all my friends that like Northern Italian wines. Then, of course, if you like a wonderful Sicilian wine, there's nothing wrong with a Nero d'Avola. You can't go wrong with either. Beautiful, bright cherry flavors in your Chianti and wonderful dark blueberries and spice in your Nero d'Avola. Then, of course, you've seen many, many different Norton wines from Missouri in our various videos. Any of those Missouri Nortons, or if you're in another state that produces really good Norton, give it a try. It works very well with your pasta sauce and your wild game dish. It's a wonderful experience. Please visit our friends at Hunting for Connections. Hunting for Connections on Facebook is a great networking group to meet people in other parts of the United States if you want to fish, hunt in another area. And if you're looking to meet someone that has that common background with you and you're single, huntingforconnections.com. And don't forget, this is an election year. Huntthevote.org. Make sure you register, whether you're looking at gun rights, property rights, or other things that affect outdoorsmen and landowners. Huntthevote.org is very important, and this is a key election. Share us with your friends. Invite them to like us on Facebook and YouTube. Do not forget, hunt the dream. I'm Ray, and here's to living the wild wine life.